Hello, everyone. Um, this is not live, obviously, because it was set as a premiere, but it's for a good reason. I'm going to have a house full of dogs, and two of them are over 100 pounds. And I've never had them here before, so I'm not quite sure how they'll behave. The two that I have right now are quite good and quite content to just take a nap somewhere else in the house. They're older, like I am. So it's kind of a quiet day. And I thought if one of them ventures in here while I'm recording, it will be no big deal. But there's a couple of things I want to bring up. First of all, happy Juneteenth. That is why I picked the intention of living free. And because we've got a lot of things going on in the world that is just determined to prevent us from living free. And a lot of it is moneyed interest, ideologically driven, and it's quite insane. But with it being Juneteenth, it's a reminder that we can fight for freedom, and we can fight for freedom for other people, and we can represent how we feel about being free in order to advocate for those who are currently being stomped down. And this weekend is also um, summer solstice. So it's going to be the longest day of the year. And a lot of people put a lot of effort into observing the day. So I did want to bring that up, but that is not what this practice is about. This practice is about having freedom within our movement in order to advocate for freedom. But we're going to start in a seated position. So you notice that that one dog that's here, she just came in and licked me and then went somewhere else. It would have been lovely to have her in here, but I'm really not in the mood to have to encourage a dog to lay somewhere else. I've been digging in the yard today, so I'm really quite tired. But anywho, we want to sit here with our eyes closed, breathing deeply, and thinking about what freedom means to each one of us. So you want to imagine a place where things are not free. I'm not talking about material items, but your living, your movement, your actions, they're not free. And unfortunately that exists in a lot of places, even here in the United States. Not quite as extreme here in the US. We're quite privileged to be on a continent where our neighbors are not trying to attack us every day. But we want to imagine the freedom that we value, the freedom that we just could not live without if given the opportunity to make the choice. We would always choose freedom. And then thinking about how that impacts the rest of the world, how we can advocate for others' freedoms, and trying to use this holiday as a day of reflection in order to understand that freedom is not free. And a lot of times it has to be fought for hundreds of years. But if we advocate for peace, maybe we can see a peaceful world sooner than 100 years from now. That alone, I'm very hopeful for. So we're going to take the time to nod our head. So we're going to lean our right ear over our right shoulder, getting a good stretch in our left neck and side. Then tilt our head over the left shoulder, getting a good stretch on the other side. Then leaning our chin forward, encouraging a good stretch in the back of our neck, and then leaning back to get our throat chakra and a good stretch in the front of our neck. And then we're going to do that one more time. So we're going to lean over the right shoulder, then lean over the left shoulder. This should feel good, getting us warmed up. Now we're going to lean, tucking our chin to our chest. And then leaning back. Now, again, there's no prescription in how to do this. You don't need to be sitting exactly like me. You can choose to be in cobbler's pose or having your legs out in front of you. I want you to find freedom to make the choice for yourself, how you're going to position yourself and how you're going to move. Just be focused in on you and the way you feel. Now we're going to take our left leg and we're going to stretch it out in front of us. Take our right foot, tuck it in, and then turn our torso so that we're facing our left foot. Just noticing dog hair. Now we're going to reach our hands back behind our ears and up to the sky and leaning over our left leg. Your belly may not even come close to your thigh. That's fine. If you find this is too much, bend that knee. And then that way your belly will actually be draping over that thigh. Or challenge yourself by straightening that leg, holding onto your toes, or holding on to the bottom of whatever pants you might be wearing, or just your ankle if you're in shorts. So we're going to take a deep breath in and tuck our chin to our chest, leaning towards our knee with our forehead. It doesn't have to go to the forehead, or your forehead doesn't have to go all the way to your knee. We're just getting a good stretch in our back, doing it on our own terms, doing it with freedom in our movement. Then we're going to straighten up. We're going to do the same little sequence on the other side. So stretch that right leg out, bring the left foot in, turn so that you're facing your right foot. Keep that right foot flexed. I don't think I mentioned that with the left foot. Now we're going to take our hands, go back behind our ears, and lean over. Again, either with the leg bent, the leg straight, your hands on your toes or near your ankles. Just do what's right for you. Take a deep breath in and tuck our chin with our forehead reaching towards our knee. It's more the intention of it reaching that will give you the stretch that you need in your back. Take a deep breath in and out. Really allow your breath today to fuel your movement. Breathing in and out. Now we're going to rise up. Now, each time that we go from a position of leaning over, try to utilize your abdominal wall to start the movement. That is moving from center. And a lot of times that's more helpful than it is to just jerk yourself up straight, because it's going to help to strengthen the abdominal wall and allow you to recruit muscles in your back. And it's just good overall. Now we're going to go to our knees. We're going to go to table position. So focus in on your alignment. That's really the only prescribed thing that we should do when we're in table position. You want to make sure that your knees are underneath your hips, your hands are underneath your shoulders, and that you're digging in. All the parts that are touching your mat, you really want to ground into your mat. Now we're going to do a little quick cat-cow. You can move any way you like. You can do a drunk cat-cow. And what that means is that we would go to the right side and come up into cow and then breathe out as we go over to the side for our cat pose. And there is the girly girl. Hello, girl. You can come up to center for your cow and stay in center. Okay, girl, come over here. Come here. Come lay down. No, come lay down. Sit. You heard my voice, so you had to come up here, huh? Okay. So really just find freedom in your movement and move whatever feels best for you. I'm going to do the drunk cat and cow through the center, drunk cat to the left, and straight through the center. Breathe out as you go into cat. Breathe in as you go into cow. Breathe out as you go into cat. Breathe in as you go into cow. Now we're going to curl our toes under, take our hands out to the edge of our mats, and we're going to peel our hips high and back to down dog. And we're going to stretch out a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in as we go into plank and breathe out as we go back up into down dog. So breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to step up to the front of the mat. You can do it any which way you like. You can take teeny steps, or you can crisscross your feet from one side of the mat to the other, or you can just hop. I tend to not hop very much anymore. Now we want our feet together, really together. Maybe have a little bit of space between your heels, but we want the rest of our foot to be flush together. A generous bend in our legs to get a really good stretch in our hamstrings, or you can straighten up to get more of a stretch in the back of our calf muscles. We're going to stay here for just a moment. Maybe trace your hands over to one side, back to the center, over to the left. Or you can just lean forward a little bit and come back. Maybe lean back a little bit and come forward. Really pick what feels good for you. Maybe just grasp your elbows and hold them with the opposite hand. We're going to stay here for just a few breaths. Don't forget to breathe. Do not hold your breath. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to sweep our hands down to come up. Move as slow as you can. Then bring your hands together and slide them down in front of your heart. Prayer position. And if you feel like you've got a good stance in your feet, feel free to keep your eyes closed while we do the next couple of moves. And also, don't be real stiff. Be real free with your movement. Maybe put a little flourish in with your hands. Allow your arms to be more like noodles. Allow the bottom part of your body to keep you upright and in a good firm standing position. But we want to practice some freedom in our movement with our arms. So now we're going to sweep our arms down to come up, and we're going to drop into chair pose as we reach back behind with our right hand. Then bring that right hand down. We're going to go back up to our volcano pose. And then we're going to go down to the left side, but your arm is going to sweep up and overhead, or it can go down below. We want to have a little bit of freedom with our movement as we go back into volcano pose. And we're going to do the same thing on each side. So have a little flourish with your movement. Think of dancers and how dancers move. Or if you were a dancer, practice some of the motions that you might have learned, especially if you took interpretive dance. Our arms can go down to the side or up and over to the side. It's entirely up to you. But we're allowing our feet and our ankles to hold us in place while we practice this little dance. This should feel good in the joints, in our shoulder joints and elbow joints if you're getting a really good movement with your elbows and your wrists. So if you suffer from carpal tunnel, hopefully this will feel good if you're just turning your wrists around. Or if you just feel like you have weak wrists, this should feel really good and liberating as well. Then we're going to finish this by going down into our forward fold again. Then place your hands on your mat, and you can hop back or just step back, right foot and then left. We're going to shift forward. Now you can drop straight to your belly slowly, or go halfway and then up to up dog. My arms are short, so when I go down halfway, my belly's already on the mat. Then we're going to plant our knees, and we're going to spread them as wide as the mat, and we're going to go into extended child's pose. So reach forward with your hands, just really reach. Don't make this a passive pose, make it an active pose by reaching forward with your hands and digging into your mat with your feet. We're going to take a deep breath in and look forward, and breathe out as we tuck in our forehead to the mat. Taking deep breaths in and out. We're going to be here for a few seconds. Breathe in and out. Then we're going to look forward and then crawl our hands over to the right, getting a really good stretch in our side body. Then crawl them back to the center. Take a deep breath in, looking forward, and breathe out as we collapse just a bit. Maybe have real fluid movement as we do this, allowing your body to move as you breathe. Then we're going to crawl our hands over to the left, getting another good stretch in our side body. Then crawl back to the center. And this time we're going to tuck our toes under, and we're going to come back to a little froggy squat. This should be easier for most people rather than a yogi squat, because we're not trying to get our heels down to the mat. So it allows us to have a little bit of freedom in the way that we hold ourselves. When we're in a yoga squat or yogi squat, we tend to be kind of stiff. So with this little squat, We can move around a little bit, have a little freedom in our movement. Then we want to drop our heels to the mat as we come up. Have your feet hip width apart, and we're going to rise up as slow as you can. Slow and measured. Allow your head to dangle, your arms to dangle as we work our way up, straightening our spine. Now we're going to roll our shoulders up to our ears and down our back. Rolling up and back. Up and back. Now we're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold, but we're going to start in a star pose. So we want to spread our legs as wide as we can without going into the splits. And we're going to lift our arms up to the sky, hands wide. We want to be reaching, really reaching for the corners of our room. We want to dig into the outside of our feet. And we're going to take a deep breath in and say, I value freedom. Take a deep breath in. I advocate for freedom. Deep breath in. Freedom matters. Deep breath in. I will fight for freedom. And another deep breath in. We all deserve to be free. Now we're going to place our hands on our waist and we're going to bend over slowly. You might even want to spread your legs just a little bit farther. Our goal is to try to get our the crown of our head to the mat. Sometimes I can get it close, other times not so much. Now we're going to lean over, shoulders pinching together. We're halfway there. We're going to hold this halfway flat back position for just a few seconds, recruiting all the muscles of our legs to hold us up. Or it's your choice. You could already have your hands on the mat. Now we're going to reach for the mat. Don't just put your hands out in front of you. Try to make sure that they're in line with the arches of your feet. So now we're going to have our feet out parallel like two railroad tracks, and then reaching the crown of our head towards the mat. Then we're going to lift up and place our left hand in the center of the mat. And as if we're pulling back a bow, we're going to reach up with our right hand up to the sky. And then replace the left hand with the right, reaching up and back with our left hand. Try to make sure you have a lot of space between your shoulder and your ear. Then we're going to lower that left hand, place our hands on our waist, and come back up the way that we came. Now we're going to do a heel, toe, heel, just to get our feet a little closer together, maybe another toe, and then a heel. So we're going to go into goddess pose. Now with goddess pose, we don't want our feet too far apart, but we also don't want them too close together, because we want to be able to focus in on our torso dropping down in space. We want it to go straight down. So we don't want to bend over. So you can practice, maybe go down and then up like I am right now. Maybe turn to each side. But we're going to do a goddess pose. Lift our right heel place it down. Our left heel, place it down. And then both feet up if you feel bold enough. Maybe suck your navel to your spine to help support your lower back. Focus on keeping your back nice and straight, and maybe go down a little lower. Then lifting up, reaching up to the sky like we did in our star pose. Then we're going to lean over, bring our feet together, maybe go to the center of the mat. We're going to come down and we're going to do a couple of twists, and this practice will be done. But our fight for freedom will only have just begun. So we're going to lean back, go nice and slow to your back. Bring your knees up to your chest. Give them a great big hug. And we're going to drop our knees first to the right, trying to keep our shoulder blades in contact with the mat. Bring your knees up and then drop to the left. Bring our knees up and drop to the right. Bring the knees back up. And the last time, we're going to drop over to the left. Then bring them back to center. And we're going to end this practice in Shavasana. So you might have scooted down a little bit, doing those knees to the right and then the left. So just try to reposition yourself to center on your mat. Place your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your stomach. Allow your feet to be completely relaxed. Try not to be gripping any fingers or toes. Allow everything to melt into your mat. So just imagine your mat wrapping itself around you in comfort. And think over the next week how unjust some of our systems are and how we can advocate for freedom for those who are being oppressed. I do hope that this practice has been good for you. I hope it started maybe a conversation in your life about things that are going on in the world. Maybe pet a dog. The other dog is downstairs. You can hear him right now. He's barking. Unless my microphone is that good at hiding background noises. But I do hope that you have a wonderful week next week. Happy Juneteenth. Happy summer solstice. And I will see you again next week. Bye.